Layers of Fears is an upcoming story-driven horror game by Bloober Team. According to the developer, the entry will be built upon the foundations of Layers of Fear and Layers of Fear 2 with a surprising new story and gameplay direction, which of course leads us to believe that this isn't just your everyday remaster, but more a fully realized version of the first two games and its Inheritance DLC, optimized for next-gen consoles through the power of Unreal Engine 5. At its heart, Layers of Fear is a walking simulator, and one that mostly relies on building atmosphere and creating grand illusions that knock its players for six. With no combat featured, it is more or less a series of relatively short story-driven horror experiences, but with far more twists, turns, and conclusions than the bog-standard simulator. The website states, Layers of Fears will be the complete, definitive, and at the same time unpredictable way to discover the stories of artists enslaved by their obsessions. Prepare for an exquisite horror experience thanks to the expanded plot lines that will cast a new light on the overarching narrative. Layers of Fears will consist of the first two Layers of Fear games plus its DLC, Inheritance, but fully remade in Unreal Engine 5. Each chapter, which typically tells the story of an artist trapped in the confinement of their own creative minds, puts you front and center in what can only be described as an endless fever dream. With horrors extracted from the mind forever playing tricks on you, each experience will boast relatively short, but emotionally gripping and immersive worlds and anchor points for you to be a part of. For those of you who turned up the chance to play the original Layers of Fear 2 piece, we can only describe its gameplay as being a mixed bag of walking, collecting, and puzzle solving. All of this is reflected on an overarching narrative that's both twisted to the core and absolutely rife with mixed messages, questionable motives, and psychological horror. Unlike its originals, though, Layers of Fears will supposedly build on the very foundations, which could mean Bloober Team will be considering the addition of combat. Of course, it's still too early to tell at this point. Either way, make no mistake that this is not a survival horror game. If anything at all, it's an experience, and one that conveys atmosphere over explosions and in-your-face jump scares. And honestly, when it comes to building atmosphere, the guys over at Bloober Team really knows their stuff. As it currently stands, Bloober Team is working towards a rather optimistic June 2023 launch. That said, with no final release date set in stone and only a few weeks to go, this seems highly unlikely at this point. Layers of Fears will be coming to Xbox Series, PlayStation 5 and PC via Steam and the Epic Games Store. As far as we know, there will not be a Nintendo Switch version. Unfortunately, there won't be any special editions outside of its standard one either. Again, this could change, similar to how the first game went on to receive the Masterpiece Edition in the years following its 2016 debut. For now though, the game will only be available in either a vanilla physical or digital format. Bloober Team has lifted the veil on a demo for the upcoming remake of Layers of Fear. If there's any one particular thing Bloober Team knows how to create, it's an atmospheric horror game. It's a darn good thing then, that the studio is not only in charge of the upcoming Silent Hill 2 remake, but the reimagined iteration of Layers of Fear 2. And as luck would have it, the team has revealed a short 5-day demo for the latter, an event that will take place between May 15th at 8 a.m. Pacific Time and May 20th at 3 p.m. Pacific Time. There is a slight downside to this news, however, which is the game's PC exclusivity. Although billed as an Xbox, PlayStation, and PC title, the demo will only be available for those playing on PC. Unfortunately, it hasn't been said yet whether or not there will be a console edition coming to the surface, either. One can only hope though.